तो ये होने वाला है हमारा पार्ट 2 एंड इसमें हम देखेंगे अबाउट केमिकल इक्वेशंस। ठीक है, तो केमिकल इक्वेशंस के बारे में देखेंगे। हमने एक्टिविटी 1.1 जो करी थी जिसमें हमने मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड, वी हैड बर्न मैग्नीशियम in the presence of oxygen and we saw the formation of a white powder which was of magnesium oxide. So this was the reaction, right? Somewhat like that can be described as when a magnesium ribbon is burned in oxygen, it gets converted to magnesium oxide. This description of a chemical reaction in the sentence form is quite long. It can be written in the form in a shorter form. The simplest way to do this is to write it in the form of a word equation. So this actually that we had seen, this is a word equation, that is we have written the reaction in the form of words. So this is a word equation. So the reactants that react are magnesium and oxygen. So in the presence of O2, that was oxygen only, and magnesium oxide was formed, which was MgO, and this was simple magnesium. So is this equation balanced? No, this is not balanced. Now, what is a balanced chemical equation? The substances that undergo chemical reaction are magnesium and oxygen. These are the reactants, okay? The new substance is magnesium oxide, which is formed during the reaction as a product. A word equation shows the change of reactants to products through an arrow placed between them. So, this is the arrow which is placed between them, right? The reactants are written on the left hand side, that is the LHS. So this is the left hand side. This is the left hand side with a plus sign between them. So this is a plus sign which is between the reactants. Similarly, products are written on the right hand side. So this is the RHS or the right hand side with a plus sign between them also. So there is no plus sign since there is nothing left. So this is only the product form, so there is no plus sign. But if something more is produced during the reaction as in the product form, then we'll write it in like plus dash dash dash, like that. Okay. Next, we have the arrowhead points towards the products, which shows the direction of the reaction. So the reaction is taking place in this direction. So this arrow shows the direction of the chemical reaction. Now let's move forward. So next is writing a chemical equation. So how can we write a chemical equation? Okay. So a chemical equation can be written in the form of symbols and formulas. Okay, so there is any other shorter way for representing chemical equations? Chemical equations can be made more concise. That is, हम उनको अच्छे से represent कर सकते हैं and useful if we use chemical formulae instead of words. A chemical equation represents a chemical reaction. If you recall the formula of magnesium, oxygen, and magnesium oxide, the above word equation can be written as this. So this is a chemical equation. This is the final chemical equation, as you can see here. Okay, this is a final chemical equation. Count and compare the number of atoms of each element on the LHS and on the RHS of the arrow. So if we look at magnesium, then magnesium on the left hand side of this is 1. Whereas here also we can see on the right hand side in the products form we can see only one magnesium. But if we look at oxygen, then oxygen on the left hand side is two atoms of oxygen, whereas here we can see only one atom of oxygen. Okay, so we have counted and compared they are not same on both the sides. Okay, if yes, the chemical equation is balanced. Is this a chemical equation which is balanced? No, this chemical equation is not balanced, since on the left hand side we can see two atoms of oxygen, whereas on the right hand side we can see only one atom of oxygen in the formula of magnesium oxide, right? So this is not a balanced chemical equation. If not, then the equation is unbalanced because the mass is not same on both the sides of the equation. So there is two oxygen here and there is only one oxygen present here. Okay. Such a chemical equation is a skeletal chemical equation. So a unbalanced chemical equation can also be called as a skeletal chemical equation. Okay. Equation 1.2 is a skeletal chemical equation for the burning of magnesium in air. Yes, we agree. Next, balanced chemical equations. Now what are balanced chemical equations? We have already studied about the law of conservation of mass, right, in the chapter atoms and molecules of class ninth. So which means, actually what it means is that the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. The mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. This is the uh, word form of this reaction. As you can see, it's very important. That is, the total mass of elements present in the products of the chemical reaction has to be equal to the total mass of elements present in the reactants. So this is very important, that the mass of the total mass of the elements present on the left hand side should be equal to that of the right hand side. Okay, in order to follow the law of conservation of mass, which states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. In other words, we can say that the number of atoms of each element remains the same before and after a chemical reaction has taken place. Hence, we need to balance a skeletal chemical equation or an unbalanced chemical equation. So, is this equation 1.2 is balanced? Let us see. So, this is 1.2, right? As we have seen, this is a skeletal chemical equation. Okay. So it is unbalanced. Is it balanced? No. Let us learn about balancing a chemical equation step by step. Now we'll see that how we can actually balance a chemical equation. So this is the word equation. As we have seen in activity 1.3, we had added zinc granules to dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid. So here we have taken sulfuric acid. We'll write as zinc, then sulfuric acid is H2SO4, right? Then there is a displacement reaction in taking place here, so it will be ZnSO4, zinc sulfate, and hydrogen gas will be evolved. So this is how we can write. The above word equation may be represented by the following chemical equation. So like this we can write it. So as I have told you, okay, let us examine the number of atoms of different elements on both the sides of the arrow. So let us first see zinc. Here zinc is 1, here zinc is 1. So 1, 1. Then let us see hydrogen. There are two hydrogen present here, and here also we can see two atoms of hydrogen on the right hand side. Then we see sulfur. Sulfur is 1, and here also we can see only one atom of sulfur. Yes. Then we see oxygen. So oxygen, here are four atoms of oxygen here, and here also we can see four atoms. So okay. So as you can see, the atoms of all the elements on the left hand side are equal to that of the right hand side. So this is a balanced chemical equation. Okay. As the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides of the arrow, this is a balanced chemical equation. So yeah. Let us try to balance the following chemical equation. So we'll balance the following chemical equation. As you can see that there is addition of iron to water, and water basically in the form of steam. Okay, so in the form of steam. So actually it is in the form of steam. So the water we'll see here is in the form of steam. Okay. So iron plus water gives Fe3O4, which is iron oxide. Okay, and this is hydrogen gas will be evolved. So this is the reaction. Now we'll see how to balance this equation. Okay, so step 1, To balance a chemical equation, first draw boxes around each formula. So you can draw like boxes around each of the following formulas. Do not change anything inside the boxes while balancing. Now the step 2 is that we have to list the number of atoms of different elements present in the unbalanced chemical equation. So iron, hydrogen and oxygen, we have this. Iron we have one here, and just a second. Okay. So see, here we have only one atom of iron, and here we have three. So as we have written like this. Then hydrogen we have here two, and here we have two. So this is two, two. Then oxygen, here we can see only one atom, and here we can see four atoms of oxygen. So likewise. Now the step 3 is, it is often convenient to start balancing with the compound that contains the maximum number of atoms. It may be a reactant or a product. In the compound, select the element which has the maximum number of atoms. Use these criteria. Using this criteria, we can see that iron oxide and the element oxygen in it, there are four oxygen atoms. So we have four oxygen atoms on the product side on the RHS, and only one on the LHS. So as you can see here, to balance oxygen atoms, atoms of oxygen initial are 1, okay, in water, and 4 in iron oxide in the reactants, and there in the products. And what we have to balance, 1 into 4 and 4 here. Okay, so to equalize the number of atoms, it must be remembered that we cannot alter the formula of the compounds. Okay, so it is not correct to, it is wrong to alter the formula only, okay, of the compounds or in elements involved in the reactions. For example, to balance oxygen atoms, we can put coefficient as 4. So 4 has been used as the coefficient. Okay, so coefficient, I hope you already have studied in math, right? uh, Water and not H2O4 we have to add here. So H2O4 is wrong because the formula has already changed. So this is wrong. But 4H2O is correct. 4H2O is correct. So you have to do this and not this. Okay. Now the partially balanced equation becomes like this. So Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4, and hydrogen gas has been evolved. Iron and hydrogen atoms are still not balanced. Pick any one of these elements to proceed forward. Let us balance hydrogen atoms in the partially balanced chemical equation. Okay, so now we are going to balance hydrogen atoms. Okay, so equalize the number of hydrogen atoms, make the number of molecules of hydrogen as 4 on the RHS. So see here, atoms of hydrogen here, initially we had 8, and now we have in the products as 2. So here we have like this, and here we have like this. So 4 into 2 is 8, right? So here we have 8 atoms, and here we have H2, that is 2 atoms of hydrogen, and we have to balance. So this is already 8, so we'll look after this. So we'll multiply 4 with 2. Okay, so we'll multiply 4 with 2 to make it 8. Okay, so this is going to be 8. The equation would be Fe plus 4H2O is Fe3O4 plus 4H2.